Hello there. So I actually posted my first video last week. I was expecting no comments and no views at all. I just wanted to get the ball going. But much to my surprise, I did get a comment and some questions about my B2B outbound methods. So I just wanted to thank you for taking the time to write to me. It actually made my day. So let me talk to you about how I do my outbound and why it works. So what is outbound for those of you who don't know? B2B outbound is when you proactively reach out to business via email, LinkedIn DMs, and it's usually in a B2B fashion. That's why it's called B2B outbound. I'm pretty sure this was some bro science here, but let's move on. Why is it so powerful? Why is it so good? Well, in B2B, it's really hard to do paid ads in the first place, especially for lead generation. Most of the paid ad platforms are actually more equipped to do B2C than B2B. And I have seen this via countless of my online marketing customers. Even with the best Google Ads, Meta Ads setups, they were not able to get that many good leads. And we have experienced this ourselves as a startup. We had absolutely no money, but we needed a way to make contact with business owners and sell them our services. Outbound is especially strong in these scenarios because it requires no ad spend, no followers, no email list, no nothing. You can start from zero. It is 100% legal. In order to contact businesses under GDPR, you do not need to get their consent first. You can reach out to them if the message is relevant and your offer is well targeted and you are obviously not spamming. It also depends on some countries whether you have to include an unsubscribe link and all that stuff, but that's not the topic of today's video. You, however, cannot do this in B2C, so don't try outbound in B2C because you are going to get a big penalty. Okay, so now let's get to the good parts and let's talk about what I do to make my outbound work really well. There are three main components in outbound, and if any of these three are bad, then your outbound is not going to work. The first big bucket is deliverability. Do your emails even land in the inbox? In order for this to happen and to happen in scale, we need to have the proper setups, the proper settings, and the proper technical details all in place so we don't get flagged as spam. It's also really important that we do not blacklist the main domain, so we do not send any emails from the main domain at all. In our beginning days, I actually started sending from our main domain, and I ended up blacklisting the entire domain, and I was not able to communicate with my existing clients either. So it's really important to do these steps properly. Now here are some guidelines for you. We do localized domains as much as that is needed. One domain can host up to 3 inboxes, and one inbox can send up to 30 emails, but this is constantly changing, and obviously new AI solutions come into the market with these filtering as well. So this number can obviously change. It's also really important to have all the technical details in place, and all this has to happen with Google Workspace accounts or Microsoft Workspace accounts. Now you can already tell that if you want to contact hundreds or even thousands of businesses in a day, then you will have to do a lot of setups and manual work to get this done. This is where resellers come into place because they offer Google Workspace and Microsoft Workspace accounts cheaper. We have partnerships with a lot of them, and which one we choose always depends on the client account, how much inboxes they need, what volume discount we can get, and so on. You are also going to need some platform that is going to send the emails for you in an automated way, because you obviously don't want to log into every single one of the accounts and send out 15 emails by hand. That's what I used to do in the old days, by the way. There are a lot of these providers, such as Instantly or SmartLead. I find their pricing is not that good, and you don't get that much bang for your buck. So lately we have been working with PlusVibe. We are also affiliates, so I have a link in the description. If you want to shop and do it through that link, I am really grateful for it. This video is not sponsored by them, but their pricing is really good. You get Unibox and a lot of emails and a lot of leads every month, even on their smallest plan. Okay then, now to the most important part of all, in my opinion, and this is where most of our success comes from. This is data and targeting. Most outbound I have seen fails before the first email is even sent. I'm going to tell you what most agencies and business owners do and what we do. So this is how it usually goes. They go to a random data broker, they download 2000 emails, they write a generic email template with ChatGPT, they put in some spin text variables. So in one email they send hello and the other email they say hey, and they claim that that is personalization. It is not. And they send it to as many people as they can and they pray. I get these emails in my inbox every day for SEO optimization and everything. It's really low quality, and obviously every business gets 1,000 of these a day, so it's not relevant for anyone. They don't care and they are not going to convert. How I approach data is I like custom data sets and I like to get as custom as I can. I even write custom code to get as many details as I can. And then I use these custom data to make custom emails even at scale. So even if we send out 150k emails, every single one of those emails is unique in some way, and that is not a spin text variable, but real data points that the businesses care about. Okay, I will do an example. In online marketing, everyone is trying to give out free audits, but the problem is you cannot see inside a Google Ad account from the outside. So the business owners have to give you permission first to view it. And that takes time. It takes multiple meetings to get everything going. So it's just really complicated. And the hardest part of acquiring customers was getting them to do the audit. So once we did the audit, they almost always converted to us. So the first angle we did was we only targeted companies that we knew were running paid ads. We got this data via APIs and custom code. But this was obviously not enough because everyone still got the same exact email from multiple marketing agencies. Come and get your free audit, whatever. So here's what I did. I actually wrote a custom piece of software that monitored the rankings in Google Search and Google Shopping for paid ads. Using this data, we categorized the companies into different buckets. Bucket 1 was for companies who always ranked high throughout multiple searches and weeks, and everything was fine with their account. We knew that most agencies don't really pay too much attention to these accounts because everything is running well. So we sent out an email about this, and when we audited most of these accounts, what we ended up seeing is their agency didn't touch the account for 6 months even. And they obviously paid a monthly fee for this, so these were the easiest conversions ever. Second bucket was in the middle. So those who ranked below these companies, we send them data about rankings. Example email was, hey, we saw you are running Google Ads. It's great that you are trying to show up. Did you know that company X and competitor B is ranking ahead of you for the search term with 10 places and 11 places? It might be a one-off, or it might be some serious problem with your ad account. If you want us to audit it free of charge, then book an appointment here. This converted crazy. Obviously, these companies never saw an email this detailed. They already got a lot of value. And most importantly, we didn't make these numbers up. They knew it was a problem. They knew that sales or conversions or leads were not coming in from those exact phrases. So we just hit a nerve and conversions were crazy high. We got booked for 2 weeks straight ahead. And the third bucket was easy wins. So for this, I also built a script. It went up to the company website, got all the data it could. And then with AI, we built a company profile from that, so what they were selling. And in some cases, we found that they were showing up for complete nonsense. For example, this web shop that sold shoes actually paid money in paid ads to rank for the term desk and table lamp. Now, this was obviously poor ad management, so we just sent them a letter and it went like this. Hey, I noticed you are running paid ads. Our data indicates that you actually sell X, but we saw you appear for this term. It costs you money. If you want to get this looked at, please book an appointment with us. You can probably guess this blew up as well. It was crazy. So from this one ad campaign, we ran this for 2,000 companies in the first month. And we sent out a total of 6K emails on this, so that's not a lot of emails in any regard. And we got 20 closed deals in the first month. This is not meetings, this is the deals we actually ended up closing. Okay, and lastly, I already touched on this, but the messaging is also really important. So I already mentioned that most agencies just send out spin text variables and that's it. Obviously, you can already see that what I do here is a lot different to that. It takes a lot of time to prepare for it, but it's really unique. And we try to provide as much value as we can in advance. And what you can also notice is we did not change our offer one bit. It was the same free audit. So by changing the messaging and changing the data, we actually got more GDPR compliant because we only emailed companies that actually had a reasonable interest in our services. Okay, so this is as deep as I can go in this video. We are already past 10 minutes. If you want me to go deeper into any given topic, then leave it in the comments and I will do my best to address that. And if you want personalized one-on-one help from me, you can book a consulting session with me. I do charge for that, so keep that in mind. And we can touch outbound and business related topics in that particular call. And if we end up working together, then the price of the consulting is actually deducted from the expense of the service. Thank you so much for watching this far. If I was able to help you in any way, then please consider leaving me a like and subscribe and leave me a comment. It really helps me. And again, it just makes my day. So thank you. I will see you around and take care, man.